about all the animals and plants in the sea. But before we get started, repeat after me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hail, hail, we're AquaTots. Hail, hail, we're AquaTots. Hail, hail, we're AquaTots. Hail, hail, we're AquaTots.
Hi friends, and welcome back to another week of AquaTots. This week we're exploring mythical creatures. I'm sure you've heard of unicorns and mermaids, but have you heard of the narwhal before? Before we get started, let's get up and move around with a round of freeze dance with Mr. Tom and Rocky.
Hi there, friends. It's Tom back here with my good friend Rocky the Penguin. Everybody say, hey, Rocky! And it's time for freeze dance. The rules are simple. When you hear music, you dance. When you don't hear music, you stop. Then when you hear the music, you start up again. Rocky, do you have it? You got it? You good to go? Let's go, guys. Just do what Rocky does. Here we go. Oh, penguins, oh, they can fly, they can fly super deep. When they want to walk around up on the ground and they want a winter penguin tea. Oh, we're gonna waddle like a penguin, like a penguin, like a penguin. I want to see you waddle like a penguin, like a penguin. Here we go. Oh, waddle. Waddle, 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 like a penguin. Oh, waddle, 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 like a penguin. That was really good. Remember, when you hear the music stop, you freeze. All penguins don't live with Santa Claus. They don't need that snow and ice. In fact, our penguins are from Africa, and we think they're pretty nice. Oh, waddle. Waddle, 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 like a penguin. Oh, waddle, 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 waddle. Waddle, 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 like a penguin. Everybody waddle. Let me see you waddle, Rocky. Oh, waddle, 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 like a penguin. Oh, waddle, 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 waddle. Waddle like a penguin. Awesome job, everybody! Woo!
Rocky sure is a great dancer. But now that we've moved around for a bit, let's take a seat and get ready to listen, because Miss Gift has a special story for us about unicorns and narwhals.
Hi friends, thank you for joining me to read the story. Today we're going to read Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Zima. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's. He had different tastes in food, and he wasn't a very good swimmer. Can you guys count how many narwhals there are? I count 1, 2, 3 narwhals. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided he wouldn't either. That is, until he was swept away by a strong current. Oh, I wish I were a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. Can you tell me what land creature this is? That's right, it's a crab. Oof, it wasn't. Ow. Eventually, he got the hang of it. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But as he stumbled out of the forest, land narwhals! Actually, we're unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow! They introduced him to unicorn delicacies, and they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. Come back soon, they said. Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home! Kelp took a deep breath and told his friend the news. It turns out, I'm not a narwhal. Of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns, or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide, but then he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. Thanks for reading this story, guys. Bye now.
Thanks for the story, Miss Gift. I really liked how Kelp's narwhal friends didn't treat him different just because he was different than them. We should all be as nice as Kelp's friends. But now that we've learned a little bit about narwhals, Mr. Tom is ready to share a brand new song with us. And after that, Mr. Landon has a craft to make your very own narwhal. So let's get ready to dance with Mr. Tom.
Hi friends, Tom here again, and I know you guys are learning about mythical creatures. And there's one animal in the ocean that people think is mythical. I've actually run into people who think that the narwhal is made up. Sometimes called the unicorn of the sea, the narwhal is for real. He's got a tusk coming out of the front of his head that's like 10 feet long. Well, I gotta think, if I was a narwhal and I had a big horn coming out of my head, I might think I was pretty cool. I might have a little bit of an attitude. This is a song about narwhals with an attitude, and I need your help to sing it. So when we get to the chorus, sing along with me, sing narwhal. You'll hear it, you'll figure it out. Let's go. Whale of a medium size, up to 12 foot long and easy on the eyes. I got blackish markings on my pale white skin, and I swim so sweet that I don't need a dorsal fin. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm totally not. This time I'm falling by and cool and all the others are not. I am a narwhal. Yo, I'm a narwhal. Hey, I'm a Arctic where it's nice and cold. I swim under the ice shelf till I'm brave and I'm cold. I eat little tiny fish, though I only got one tooth. I stun them with my tusk, I'm telling you the truth. I know it sounds like of us grow too. I could live a long time, up to 50 years, and except for those orcas, there's not much up here. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm totally not. I'm a qualifying fool and all the others are not. I am a narwhal. I am a narwhal. Yo, I'm a narwhal. Hey, I'm a narwhal. Woo! My tusk is 10 foot long. All right, let me hear it one more time. Oh, I'm a narwhal. Yo, I'm a narwhal. Hey, I'm a narwhal. Yo, I'm a narwhal, baby. My tusk is 10 foot long. Woo! Good job, everybody.
Hey guys! Wow, that was a lot of fun singing about narwhals with Mr. Tom, and then we also got to read a book with Miss Gift. Now, we're going to be with Mr. Landon, hi everybody, and we're going to do a little craft and make a narwhal out of paper plates, like this one we have right here. Hi, Mr. Narwhal. So, let's go on, and we're going to talk about supplies. All right, so you're going to want to have at least one paper plate, a few crayons, a glue stick, and before you get one yourself, make sure to get some help with it. You're going to need a pair of scissors, preferably safety scissors. So those were all the supplies. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to grab your paper plate like this and maybe get some help from another adult, and you're going to want to draw 2 lines on the paper plate, like a little half of a triangle right there at the bottom. You'll want to have 2 nice little lines. And then once you have those lines drawn, you're going to take your scissors. Again, if you need some adult supervision with the scissors, definitely ask your parent or another adult. And you're going to cut along those lines. So as you see right here, you're going to cut with this line, nice and carefully. It's pretty fun, cutting paper plates. And then I'm actually going to cut this one all the way down to the bottom of this. And then you have this piece and this piece. You still have another line right there. And you're going to take your scissors and again, cut along the line. Sometimes the scissors get stuck. It's okay, you just keep on cutting. Just keep cutting, just keep cutting. And then, once you're all done with the scissors for now, you're going to have 3 pieces. You're going to have this, which is going to become the body of the narwhal. And then you're going to have this, which will become the flippers of the narwhal. And then you'll have this. Now this part is going to be tricky, because this is where the horn is going to come from, or the tusk, as narwhals have tusks. They're just big long teeth that come out of their mouth. Not really a horn. So from this, you're going to draw a horn. So let's see. Let's see how my drawing skills are. So right there, you have a little horn, and you're going to take your scissors and cut along this line. Right there. So then you have this piece, which we'll use in a second, and your little tusk horn, boop, right there. All right, now, here's another tricky part. We're going to turn this into 2 flippers. Let's see if we can do this. So all you have to do is you take this, and you see right down in the center, you take your scissors one more time, and you cut right down the center. Just like this. And you have 2 flippers for your narwhal. Now, here comes one more step. We're going to turn this into a tail. Let's see how we can do this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to draw a heart right There. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So, I make noises when I draw. There we go. So you're gonna draw a heart right there, pop, pop, pop. And then you're gonna take your scissors again, ask for help if you need it, and you're gonna cut out this little heart. This is the tough part, because you have to cut around all these little curvy parts of the paper plate. I like to hum when I cut, when I do crafts. So then you have a nice tiny little heart. It's gonna be a tiny little tail for this little guy, and then you can recycle this or throw this out. And so, all in all, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So 5 pieces to make your narwhal. So let's take this and we're going to actually glue them together. All right, so after you've cut everything out, you're going to start to take your glue stick and you're gonna glue everything together. And you should hopefully end up with something that looks like this. So when you glue everything together, remember those fin pieces we cut out? You're gonna wanna glue them onto the back, almost like wings on the back of this paper plate. And then that heart piece, you're gonna glue right to the bottom of this pie piece, this big triangle right here. And then you're going to turn the triangle over and you're going to wanna glue your nice little tusk right there at the top of the paper plate, right there, just like that. And here comes my favorite part. After you've glued everything together, you get to color it and make it look like your own kind of narwhal. So right now, I'm gonna go really quickly and draw some face on this narwhal. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of an eye, just like this. Almost like our sample we had earlier. And another one over here. So it doesn't look like much yet, but there are 2 eyes, just like that. Maybe I'll give a little bit of a happy face, little kind of eyebrows. Narwhals don't really have eyebrows, but I gave this one. And then a nice little smile. I love coloring, but here we go. That's exactly what your face can look like. You can give it whatever face you want. Mine's nice and happy, has little happy eyebrows too, just shows you it's happy, just like that. And then here is the most creative part of this. Narwhals are typically brown or gray or black with splotches of white all around them. But guess what? You can color your narwhal whatever color you want. And guess what I'm gonna color it? Just a little bit of purple, and I think this is brown. Purple and brown. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna give it some purple flippers. My coloring skills are probably not as good as yours, but if you have any awesome coloring skills, please share that with us. And after you're all done coloring, you should have a wonderful, beautiful narwhal, just like this one. Hi, Mr. Narwhal. Again, my name is Landon. Have a great day and get ready for another round of Freeze Dance with Mr. Tom and Rocky.
All right, guys, it is freeze dance time, so everybody up. We love penguins, so short and fabulous. We love penguins, cute and ridiculous. We love penguins, the most unanimous. We love penguins, 'cause penguins rock. Now they swim underwater up to 22 miles an hour. Yeah, they do. Their little penguin flippers provide them with plenty of power. It's true. These amazing flightless birds really rock my socks. I think we all agree that penguins rock. Come on, let's go crazy. We love penguins, so short and fabulous. We love penguins, cute and ridiculous. We love penguins, the most unanimous. We love penguins, 'cause penguins rock. Yeah, penguins rock. everybody. That was fun. See ya.
Thanks, friends, for another great round of freeze dance. Today's about over, but before we go, let's think about just what we've seen. We've seen unicorns and narwhals. We've sung about narwhals. And we even made our own narwhal. But next week, join us for a whale of a good time. So let's get ready, standing up, and wave on bye to all of your friends. Bye, guys.
Well, my friends, that was quite a day. We had a lot of fun along the way. Even though the day is over, we don't say goodbye. We just say see you later till we hang out next time. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey-o, hey-o, we're AquaTots. Hey-o, hey-o, we're AquaTots. Hey-o, hey-o, we're AquaTots. Hey-o, hey-o,